Hi, I'm Roberta LaRocca, a realtor and broker salesperson with Simply Vegas, the leading boutique real estate brokerage in Las Vegas. Now, even though this video isn't about real estate, I still have to comply with Nevada statutes to include my brokerage and Nevada license number. So now that I have that out of the way, what and where is the Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area? Because, for one thing, it might just be larger than you imagine. First, it was created by Congress in late 1990 and included about 130 square miles. But a second bill, from 1994, expanded its boundary area quite a bit. So today, it's huge, covering over 300 square miles on the west side of the valley. The northern edge runs from the base of Mount Charleston and the Spring Mountains National Recreation Area, and it goes all the way to the south, near the unincorporated township of Good Springs, Nevada. But when most people think of Red Rock Canyon, it's back in the middle at the 13-mile Scenic Loop. And that's what you're about to see, including the many trailheads and picnic areas with the amazing desert vistas. But first, I'll take you for a quick look at something else that's near the Scenic Loop. This is the road to Calico Basin, about 1.5 miles before the Scenic Loop, when heading west on Charleston. It is part of the conservation area, but some parts of it are privately owned. There are a number of hiking trails in this area, as well as along the Scenic Drive. As you can see from the horse trailers up ahead, it's also a place for owners to ride. And of course, a place for cycling. To the left, behind the trees, is the Calico Creek boarding stables, one of the privately owned properties found here. The handful of private lots date back to the 50s and 60s, years before the conservation area. But some have been purchased by the government. Up ahead is Red Spring, that has boardwalks that take you over the natural spring. There are other trails here, and also picnic areas. Now, it looked really slow when this video was made, so let me show you footage from a while back. You start to see some more cars up ahead, and even this was a mild day. It's not unusual to see cars lining the streets, especially on a weekend. So this area leads to several trails: Ash Creek Springs and Craft Mountain bouldering. And has a parking lot. But now, we're back on the main road heading to the Scenic Loop and the most visited conservation area in the country. There is a fee station there, with charges for vehicles, bicycles, or pedestrians, or national park passes are accepted. But don't let my video fool you. I was finally able to catch a rare day with very light traffic. It's not unusual for long lines or entry to be closed when reaching capacity, especially on weekends or holidays. Traffic also increases in the cooler months, and changes were made for 2020. They now require an additional $2 timed entry pass from October to May, purchased online at recreation.gov. You can also pay your entrance fee when purchasing the entry pass, and for now, they also want you to print out your confirmation email to be shown at the fee station. Currently, bicycles don't need the timed entry pass, but still need to pay the entrance fee. So just a heads up, if planning a visit. Up ahead, you're seeing the other side of the Calico Hills that you saw from the Calico Basin. We'll swing into the Calico 1 South parking lot for a quick look. There are trails here that take you even closer to the red and tan sandstone. Further up the one-way loop is the Calico North parking lot. Turtlehead Mountain is the gray and tan beyond Calico, and there is a 5-mile, but difficult trail to go to Trailhead Peak for some amazing views. That trail, along with the Calico tanks and sandstone quarry, can be accessed from this next parking lot. Calico Tanks trail runs along a series of natural pools that form from snow and rainfall, and also ends with a great view. Sandstone Quarry Trail takes you to a quarry used from 1905 to 1912. And you have to remember, Las Vegas had just become a town in 1905 from a railroad land auction. Slabs of red and tan were cut, some weighing up to 10 tons, were put on wagons and pulled by a steam tractor on primitive roads. The roughly 20-mile trip to what would become downtown Las Vegas is where the Plaza Hotel and Casino is today. There, the slabs were shipped by rail for buildings in Los Angeles and San Francisco. Red Rock Canyon's colorful Aztec sandstone rock is newer than the much older and darker gray limestone mountains. What is unusual is that the sandstone would normally be above the older rock. But due to thrust fault 65 million years ago, the rock layers can be stacked in the opposite direction. So with all this rock, the area is a boon to both traditional and sport climbers, hikers and scramblers or bouldering, all with a variety of skill levels. Just around this next bend is parking for the High Point Overlook, with amazing views of the canyon. By now, you've likely noticed the loop is one way, and that there are plenty of signs for no parking, or parking only in designated areas. So if a lot is full, no, you can't turn around and come back to it later. And you don't want to cheat and try to park near a parking area, as you could get a rather expensive ticket. This new timed entry system also doesn't limit your time on the loop, so on busy days, parking can still be limited. Want to try again? Well, the loop exits the park, and that means you'd need another timed entry pass, if available, and even if you're an annual or lifetime pass holder. Hopefully, they'll make some adjustments to this new system that applies to 8 months of the year. Also, understand that you still need to pay attention to the weather. While there isn't much rain in the desert, there can be rain in the mountains, and you don't want to be surprised on the road, as you see from this warning sign, or when out on trails. The next lot we'll come to is for the White Rock and Keystone Thrust Trails. We'll turn in so you can see the dirt road beyond the lot. Why? Because there is a second parking lot back there. So you may want to grab a park map. As we head back out, something else you should know about this and some of the next parking lots. There are late exit passes available to again avoid a ticket if you're still parked after the loop closes. They're good for up to 2 hours and can come in handy, especially if your timed entry is later than you had planned. It used to be you could phone in, but now they have to be done at the recreation.gov site. They're free, sort of, no charge for the pass, but a 50-cent handling charge. I'll include the link in the description below. Ahead at the Horseshoe Bend is the road to the Lost Creek Trails, Willow Springs Picnic Area, and Petroglyph Wall Trail. There are 3 parking areas down this road, and Willow Springs also is available for late exit. It also connects to Rocky Gap Road, a high-clearance 4-wheel drive dirt road that leads to Bridge Mountain Trail and to Lovell Canyon. The next lot is for the Icebox Canyon Trailhead that is also available for a late exit permit. The mostly shaded canyon tends to stay cooler, which explains its name. As you get deeper into the canyon, there is some boulder scrambling that ends at a waterfall that can typically appear from December through April, depending on the weather. There's a video that captured a flash flood in the canyon to give you an idea of what I mentioned earlier about watching the weather. I'll add a link to the video in the description below. This bridge up ahead crosses over the Red Rock Wash. And yes, this can have flash floods like Icebox and other trails. Again, it doesn't rain often, but the mountains do get more rain than the valley. Ahead on the left is the Red Rock Wash Overlook, but this lot doesn't have late exit pass. You may have heard of the Red Rock wild horses and burros, but the horses tend to stay to the far north, near Cold Creek, or the far south, toward Good Springs. Although I have seen them around Mount Charleston, and once near Blue Diamond. The burros normally stay south of the Scenic Loop, towards Spring Mountain Ranch and Blue Diamond, but they occasionally can be near the loop. A while back, some clients stopped for burros on the road, and one snuck up to visit. So if seen, might want to make sure the windows are closed. And don't feed them, as that can cause them to hang out on the roads, which is dangerous for both them and drivers. With the winding road of the loop, there are some pretty amazing views in every direction, and just driving through can be worth the trip. The unusual stacking of rock layers turns these mountains into a rainbow of colors. The next lot is for the Pine Creek Trail, that also can have a late exit pass. Yes, it has a creek and pines at the entrance to the canyon, along with the foundations of the Wilson homestead built in the 1920s. Because of the creek, this trail is where you may see bighorn sheep or mule deer. And of course, water flow depends on the mountain snow and rain. And because of the mountain runoff, you'll get all this greenery in the desert, and why the Wilson homestead originally included an orchard. Many of the trailheads also have interconnecting trails, so you can hike between them. But of course, with so much territory, you need to plan well before you hit the trails. We're approaching the last trailhead on the loop, or I should say, just off the loop. The next dirt road takes you to parking for the North Oak Creek Trailhead. That also can have late exit. But there are also 2 trailheads outside the loop and to the south. Oak Creek is normally a dry wash, but can flood after rain and also have waterfalls down the Oak Creek Canyon walls. So we're near the end of the loop, and you can see State Route 159, sometimes called Red Rock Canyon Road or Blue Diamond Road. We'll leave the loop, but before we end, let me take you back towards Las Vegas to see just a couple more things. Again, another great view of the canyon. And at the top of the hill is the Red Rock Overlook, outside the paved loop. Cycling is popular here, and a new trail in 2021 will link Sky Vista Drive in Summerlin Stonebridge Village to the Red Rock Scenic Loop. The Legacy Trail hopes to eventually connect all the way to Blue Diamond for a loop, similar to River Mountain's Loop Trail in Henderson, Lake Mead, and Boulder City. Now, even if you don't own a horse, you can also ride just across from the Red Rock Loop. On the right, Cowboy Trail Rides has a variety of guided rides that can offer some amazing views. You can even have a sunset ride, followed by a Western barbecue under the stars. I found the horses here to be mild-mannered, and they take riders age 7 and up. And the cowboy guide's very helpful and personable when I was there. So we're back to the Scenic Loop entrance, on the way to the Las Vegas Valley. so I'll wrap this up here. I hope you enjoyed this look at Red Rock Canyon Scenic Loop and the Calico Basin next door, plus the many trailheads for hiking, as there's also much more to explore on foot. Then there's the rock climbing, bouldering, and rock scrambling, as well as cycling, nearby horseback riding, or just a place to picnic and enjoy the outdoors. And it's just one of the many recreation options found around the Las Vegas Valley. So thanks for watching, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. And click the bell to get notifications of new videos. Of course, if you have any questions about Las Vegas real estate, or I can help you now, please don't hesitate to get in touch.